We are live on Questions Asked number 102, episode number 102. This is our Freedom Weekend, right? The question at the top of the key tonight, guys, my subject needs renovating. How do I price out the repairs for a house that needs total renovation? This is a Now, for those of you who are first here on the Facebook page, go ahead and like the page. If you are watching this episode from YouTube, guys, go ahead and smash that subscribe button. We always like YouTube subscribers. If you're here after the fact, guys, hashtag replay. And if you're brand new, y'all know that's my new word, brand new tonight, go ahead and drop a one in the comment area. We have something especially for you. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Angela Cooper. I am a real estate broker for 22 years, a business coach. I help real estate agents increase their income while they are waiting on buyers and sellers to close. And so one of the ways that we do it is with broker price opinion. Okay. That's what we're going to be talking about today, broker price opinion. So let me just give a disclaimer here. If you're here visiting and you're not a real estate agent, this is probably not the place where you want to be, guys. This is for a licensed real estate agent. Okay. All right. So the question at the top of the key tonight, my property has to be totally renovated. It needs a total renovation. How do I even price out repairs for something like that? Okay. So I brought this up to this week because, guys, I had somebody that had a lot of repairs and thought maybe that, their property should have been a tear down. And then I had another person that just had a lot of repairs, not necessarily needing to be a tear down because somebody was living there, but they had a lot of repairs. Okay. One was vacant, one was lived in. So let's talk about this. So how do I price out the repairs if my property need a total renovation? What I do typically is list all of my repairs in categories. I don't list each repair. There need to be 10 fixtures in the kitchen, and there need to be there's a hole in the wall in the kitchen, so there needs to be 8 by 10 sheetrock. I don't do all of that. Okay, so what I do is I say the kitchen needs a total facelift, $15,000. So that includes cabinets, countertops, sinks, a total remodeled kitchen. And I might put $15,000. And then I go to the bathroom. Okay, so, the bathroom need some repairs to all of the plumbing needs to be repaired in the bathroom, or the floors need to be placed in the bathroom. I'll put that. Okay, so I say bathroom 1 needs repair, bathroom 3. Bathroom 2 is good, but bathroom 1 and 3 needs a total repair kit. So then I put, for both bathrooms, I put $17,000. Okay, I don't go around putting each individual, there need to be light switches in the living room, light switches in 3 bedrooms upstairs. No, I say all the walls need to be redone, $20,000. All the fixtures in the house that needs to be added is, $10,000. There's some cracked concrete or cracked brick on the siding of the wall outside that needs to be repaired. The fence repair is this much. So I do everything in categories. I don't do individual repairs. Okay. Now, if you have something small, like, maybe it's only a hole in the wall in the living room, and then you have some wall damage in the bedroom. Okay. So I'm going to say, wall damage for the total house is $4,000. Okay. I'm not getting ready to list out each repair, but in my brain, I know that to get this house totally renovated and brought up to a good condition, not average, I want it to be good condition, okay? So I know in my brain, I feel like, I've been a real estate broker for 22 years, so I'm pretty good at estimating about repair values. Okay, so in my brain, I see $50,000 worth of repairs in this house. Okay, now it's up to me to decide how much is it going to be for the walls. Does the roof need repair? How much is that going to be? And I may not be on the money because remember, I'm a real estate broker. I'm not a, repair person. I don't do house calls for, Mr. Fix It. I'm not Mr. Fix It. I'm just giving you my opinion of what I think the repair is going to be. Now, it could be a lot higher or it could be a lot lower. That's not my problem. You asked me for my opinion, and I'm going to give you my opinion, okay? But I'm going to give you the best opinion I can give based on what the market say. If I know the house needs all interior doors and it's 8 doors, and I know I can Google Home Depot and see that one door costs $200, then 2 times 8 is $1,600. You see? So that's how you're going to set your repairs for a total renovation. If you have something in one person's case where you think it needs to be a total tear down, then you might have to come up with like 80 to $100,000 worth of repairs. I don't know, depending on what the neighborhood is like and what the construction of the property is like. You might need, $150,000 worth of repairs, okay? But it depends on what they want you to do with that property. If you really just think it needs to be a total tear down, put a blanket number in there. Say to make the whole entire house, it's going to be probably about $150,000 because this is in reality a tear down. There's no value to this property. You need to explain that in the comment area, okay? Now, I have done evaluations where I didn't even put any repairs. This is a tear down. I cannot list repairs because this is a tear down, and I would say to renovate this entire house is going to be approximately probably $150,000, okay, for this particular neighborhood. That's it. I'm not going to go through there and say, it need plumbing, it need wiring. I probably would say that, but I'm not going to try to list out each repair. If it's a tear down, it's a tear down. It's no value in it. Okay? So you just have to know the company and you have to kind of know what they are looking for from you, especially in a situation where you think that the house is a total tear down. I'm not going to give you a real true value on a total tear down. I might tell you the value of the property right now as is, and I might look at the land value, and the land is $80,000, and I'm gonna say, in the condition it is, might be $15,000, $10,000. I'm not gonna be a whole lot over the land value of the property, and I'm gonna say that. But I'm also gonna try to find another property that has the same exact value, and then I'm gonna come in with two sold comps that are talking about after repair value. Okay? Some of your companies will allow you to just give it, the land value and keep it moving. But, you have some that are strict and they want you to list everything out. Okay? But I would only list it out in categories, just like I would have done the one that's somebody's living in. It needs a lot of repairs, but you can consider it a total renovation. You see? So, how do you know what the repairs are for those type things? You just have to either, go on a site like Angie's List or something like that and get a estimate maybe. You tell somebody, hey, I have a 1,500 square foot house. It's a total gutted house. How much would you charge me to bring it back up to, to do a total renovation on it? And you can see what kind of quote they would give you, or you can, price out everything. If you're in BPO mastery, you should not be asking that because you have a whole list, a cost sheet in there on repairs. But for you that are not in BPO mastery, you have to kind of Google each section of the house that you want. How much is plumbing feet, 1,800 square feet, and you go on and on like that. That's how you come up with your repairs. And this is really a mastery question, but I'm going into detail because, I had a couple questions this week about, houses that were almost like needing a total renovation. Okay. So you have to do a little research on your repairs, and then you have to know the company to know how much information you're going to put in that repair section. If I'm doing a BPO and you're only paying me X number of dollars, that's going to determine how much information you're about to get out of me. Because I'm not going to do a whole lot of research if you're only giving me $40, $50. That ain't about to happen. If you're paying me $75 or $85 to do an interior, now I'm going to give you some, a lot of information, okay? But I'm going to do a lot of summarizing if you're not paying me but a little bit of money, okay? I'm just saying that's how I go. Anyway, question number 2. Y'all know I'm transparent. That's that's the game of BPOs. If you getting a little bit of money, you ain't gonna go out there and do no whole lot of research, okay? Anyway, hey, question number 2. Is the BPO same as the CMA? Yes and no. Okay. You have to do a CMA in order to complete your BPO. So the BPO is the CMA with a bunch of data attached to it, like what we was just talking about, the repairs and the itemization of adjustments and room counts and how many garage counts and all of that. So true. For $30, they do not get all of that. Absolutely, girl. Listen, you know what I'm talking about, right? For $30, you get a little. You pay a little money, you get a little data. You pay a lot of money, you get all the data. I mean, that's just the way it is. So I'm not spending 3 or 4. Well, first of all, I'm not spending 3 or 4 hours on a BPO anyway. If you're spending more than an hour on a BPO, you need to get in BPO mastery. Okay, that's just the end of that story. All right. So the BPO is the CMA plus all the research and data attached to it, okay, to formulate a valuation report. And you're giving this valuation report most of the time to mortgage companies and asset management companies, okay? The CMA is something that you use to estimate a sales price for your listing client, okay? You might be listing a property for a client. You give them a CMA. When you do a BPO, you have to attach all the data to the BPO concerning why the comp is either inferior or superior to your subject property, okay? It's not just based on the comps in the area. You have to do adjustments to get a kind of a truer evaluation of pricing, okay, of what the pricing would be, what they could sell that property for at the bank or at the mortgage company, okay? So yes, a, a BPO is a CMA with a data report attached to it, okay? And you got to do a little research and work. You trying to find out what, the neighborhood is made up of. What is it like? Are there any, you're just giving them a lot of feedback on the area that the subject is in. And for, what is the condition of the property? When you're doing a CMA for your listing property, you're just looking for like kind properties for your CMA, to tell your seller, what they should list their property at. Okay. All right. Before we go to question number three, guys, if you are brand new to the Facebook page, go ahead and like the page. If you are watching from YouTube, go ahead, smash that subscribe button. If you're visiting us, guys, after the fact, let me see hashtag replay. You can even shout out where you're signing in from. And if you're brand new, y'all know that's my word, brand new to BPOs or real estate, and you're looking for a way to make some extra money, and real estate is one, or I mean, BPOs is just another way that you can use your license to increase your income, okay, while you're waiting on trying to grow your pipeline. Then drop a one in the comment area, guys. We have a free BPO webinar just for you. All right, so question number three. When is the best time for me to get on automation? I just started doing BPOs and, it's just a lot of work. Okay, I've heard that a good number of times. It's a lot of work. And what is this thing about automation? And can I just get on automation? You know what? I have to say to that, no, you can't just get on automation. If you just started doing BPOs, and I know it's taking you 2 or 3 hours, maybe even 4 to do your BPOs, you need to learn what is expected of you on those forms, okay? You need to know how to fill out the forms. What does it mean when it say what percentage of this neighborhood is leased and what percentage is ownership? What is the variance between comp number one and your subject property? You need to know all of that. What's the pricing range of your sales in this area? Do you have any exterior obsolescence? Do you have any of that? Forms. You need to know what goes on those forms before you go to automation, because if you go to automation and automation is just garbage in and it's going to be garbage out. So if you look at your automation tool, I have some automation tools that autofill, and sometimes it don't even put the garage count. Form, like everything is full, everything is filled out, but when I hit submit button, it say, garage two say attached with zero spaces. How many spaces is on number two? On sold comp number two. You should have caught that before you even hit the submit button. You need to know how to review your form and make sure that everything there is filled out in its entirety. I'm not looking at a form right now, so I can't just go word for word and tell you what's on the form because, it's such a habit with me. I know what they're talking about when they ask me certain questions. Is your property in a HOA? Is it in a PUD? You need to know how to answer that, and you need to know if your autofill software automatically filled in that information. If your software filled in that sold number two is a 1-story, you know for a fact that it's a 2-story. Why did you let it pass? You see? You need to know how to review your forms before you get on automation. And the only way you're going to learn that is to do about 10 to 15 BPOs without automation, so you can get in the habit of knowing what the question is asking you, what is it saying, what answer is it looking for. Okay? I used to do coaching for the automation BPO autofills, some coaching for them a little bit. Okay, and one thing they was really strict on was wanting a person to know what goes in the spot before they even fill it. Because if something is kicking back and you need the automation team to fix it, but you don't know how to tell them what's wrong and what it's doing, automation is really not going to be an advantage to you. It's going to be a disadvantage to you because it's going to kind of put like a crutch. It's going to make you be like, have a crutch. And that's not what you want. You need to know what you're doing and know how to review your forms. When I send a form in, if it's a slight doubt in my mind that it's going to come back from quality control, I already know why it's going to come back. You see, submit button. Know what your mistakes are before you hit the submit button and try to fix them. And if you can't fix them, you need to be honest and let quality control know that it might be an error. You see, so that they can review it and they can come back to you and say, you know, you were absolutely right, Angela. That's not what we wanted. What we wanted was this. Okay. So they need to know that you're not ignorant. All of what you're doing, you're just trying to make sure that what they're asking for is what you're giving them. So when you know how to review your reports and get all of your information right, that's when you can go to automation. If you've only done 2 or 3 BPOs and you're brand new to the game, no, it's not time for you to go to automation yet just because you want to hurry up and get through quicker. Yes, you're going to get through quicker, but your quality control rate is going to be so raggedy. Scoring is real low because you have so many errors. You're not going to be able to get in the preferred vendor program. And why do you want to be in the preferred vendor program? You want to have lowest project rate possible. You want to keep your scores up past 95 so that you don't have to chase BPOs. They automatically push them to you. They push me so many BPOs, so I'll be returning them. I'll be like, no, I don't have time. I don't have time. I don't have time. But those BPOs are gonna sit there and they're not gonna go to anybody else until I say no. But you know what? I try to be cognizant of the fact that I know I'm not gonna do it. So go ahead and hurry up and decline and say, yeah, thank you, Miss Tish. See, I'm right. You want to make sure you know how to review your reports so that your quality control error rate will be extremely low. Okay? And when you have a 98% consistent for a couple of months, in 2 months you should have done at least 10 to 20 BPOs and you should be on 1 hour or less. Okay? And when you can do that, a BPO in 1 hour or less from start to finish, and you getting zero bounce backs from quality control, then you can go to automation. Because you know you pretty much know your own to know how to catch your own errors. You need to know how to catch your own errors when you go before you go to automation. Okay? All right. Oh, look, we're not gonna sing to the choir, okay? All right. So I found number 4. They're asking me for a return on investment. How do I find that? How do I know what that is? You know? So you have the as is value. You may have even had some upgrades or some repairs, and you've already done an after repair value. Now, if that person was to put the house on the market tomorrow, what would be their return on investment after they did all the upgrades? Remember we was talking about the house that needed a total renovation? Today it might be worth 80,000. But once they do all the total renovations on that, it might be worth 200,000. You need to know that, okay? I've learned, Ms. Tish said, but these companies are slick. I've learned to check the property type before accepting because they will send you a BPO, a triplex. Oh, on a duplex or triplex, someone wants to pay you the additional fee. See? So she's learned how to acceptably accept her BPOs. She know what to look for. And that's good, Miss Tish, that you've learned how to do that because that is a thing. It is a true thing. Before I accept any orders, I know that they're going to go away fast. But if you become a preferred vendor, they don't go away fast. So they give you time to actually look at the order and research it. A lot of times, especially when I get property data collections, being a preferred vendor and doing that, they're not going to send it to anyone else for at least 15 or 20 minutes, okay? They're going to give me at least 15 or 20 minutes to say yes or no. And on my order, 100 square feet, I say yay or no, I'm going to go and research and see how many square feet it is, how many floors it is, because if it's a 3-story and it's, 3,500 square feet, it's going to be more work than if it's a 1-story and 3,500 square feet, you need to be able to charge extra. So that's one of the pros about becoming a preferred vendor. And that's why I'm really wanting people to do BPO mastery so they can learn how to get their BPOs done correctly and timely so that they can be a preferred vendor. I I should not have one BPO mastery student that's not a preferred vendor, because when you're a preferred vendor, you have more time to decide whether or not you want to counter offer, okay, that BPO, or whether or not you want to decline it. They're not gonna wait on you to give you five preferred vendor. They're not gonna give you 5 minutes to accept or decline your report. Okay? And you say the earn on investment. If you are looking at a property and you say the as is value is $100,000, but because he here is good bathroom, okay? Now you have a perceived value, okay, a return on his investment. He may have invested $10,000 worth of granite, but now you know that all the other properties out there that have granite in the bathrooms and granite in the kitchen, they're selling for $130,000. So now his return on his investment is higher because he changed the bathrooms out from, Formica or whatever they had in there to granite. You see? So the return on investment is going to really depend on what they did to do the repairs or what kind of upgrades they did. If they put carpet in there, it might not be as much return on the investment for carpet as if they would have put wood floors in there. You see? So it depends on what the investment is. What did they upgrade or what did they repair is going to determine, what the return on investment is. Okay? You see? Yeah. You're going to try to find like kind properties and see how much more did they sell for. So his return on his investment could actually be the same thing as what that other property is selling for. 20% more than what he paid, 30% more. It just depends on what the value is and what kind of upgrade it is. Always do that. It's just no concrete number. It's always based on what the upgrades were, what the improvements were, or the repairs. The improvements or the repairs. Same thing. You see? All right, do we have any more questions out there? Do we have any questions live? While we are live tonight, guys, you can ask questions. Put your questions in the comment area there. Do we have any comments out there? Any questions? And guys, if you come on, get them answered for that, and you still have a question, you can put your questions in the comment area and I'll get them answered for you within 24 hours, hopefully, 24 hours of seeing them. And if you're not in the BPO group, and go ahead, up a favor and go ahead and get in the broker price opinion group on Facebook, guys, because, it's a lot of, people in there that know what they're doing. Okay. People in the group. It's knife in the drawer. It's some sharp people in the group. So get in the group because they can help you, answer some of these questions that you have about your BPOs, especially if you're a new person. Okay. All right. And if you specifically want me to answer your question, you need to tag me in the question so that I can help you get that question answered for you. But you have to answer the questions to get in the group. The group asks you 3 different questions. What state are you licensed in? What's your real estate license? I have to know you have a real estate license before you get in the group. If you don't answer questions, then you don't get in the group because you don't know how to follow instructions. And if you can't follow the instructions to get in the group, you definitely ain't going to be able to follow the instructions on the BPO platform, because in order to do a BPO, they got a whole page of instructions. 25 questions. If you can't answer 3 questions, you sure ain't gonna be able to do no BPOs and answer them 92 questions they have on the BPOs. All right, Miss Tish. They have a lot of questions you have to answer. So you may as well go and answer them few 3 questions so you can bottom line and so you can get this money. That's just the bottom line. We want to go get the money. Okay? All right, guys. You all have an amazing 4th of July holiday tomorrow. We was put on your with my amazing daughter doing the Soul Train jam while we was cooking this morning. So I had a good time. So you guys have an amazing time tomorrow. And let's go get this money. I'll see you guys on the next one.